What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Arkansas State's round number 5, and on the left we have Christian playing the Night March Gallade deck. Nothing too fancy, me target whistle, but no buddy rider rescue, no acrobike. Trying to get the maxes for the Gallade so that way they don't lose to, or he doesn't lose to Jolteon. But if you give me a second, we'll see the player on the right and see what they're playing. Alright, on the right we have Max playing his Yveltal Zoroark Gallade deck, and it's going to be a battle to see what is better, is Night March or Yveltal better in this meta right now. Gallade with Premonition and Sensitive Blade, Zoroark with Mind Jack. He does play the Fright Night Yveltal, which can shut down tools, making our Fighting Fury Belt does not work. He does play Baby Yveltal, 1 Yveltal EX, and Max is get out the Gallade. There is 10 energies total, so that means there's 6 and 4, just in case people want to know. And there is 2 muscle bands. I'm not sure why my clicks are not working, but there's 2 muscle bands. But let's see what's going to happen. Is Night March or Yveltal going to take it home in round, what is this, number 5? It is also the battle of Texas. Both these players are from Texas, and let's see who's the better Texan player, or Texas player. Alright, let's see what happens right now. Alright guys, here we go. One more time. It is Christian on the left and Max on the right. Night March versus Yveltal. Is it going to be Team Beanie or Team Donald Trump? I think Christian was wearing a Make America Great hat, if I remember correctly. And, Max and Brad always on the Team Beanie. And they're both from Texas. Who's the better Texas player? We're going to find out here in a second. Who do you want to win? The evil Night March or the great Yveltal? Looks like Christian's leaving. I guess he decided to scoop the game. I guess he gave it to Max. Bye, Christian. Alright, let's see what Max does. Does he do anything spooky? Oh, his Zoroark does a kickflip, does another kickflip. And when will Christian make it back? Oh, he's doing some kickflips with his Ultra Balls. That is some fancy trick work right there. I'm proud of Max. Oh, one more time. Go, Max. Oh, there we go. That is beautiful. There we go. Max, you are so talented. We see he has a Zoroark showing his hand off. And alright, we made it back. Oh, look at Christian. He got both of them a cup of water. What a great friend. Oh man, that's some good friendship right there. I thought the match would already started, but it seems like it has not. Oh, there we go. Both players are going to shake, and let's see what happens. Max is going to go first. He does have the Zora in the active spot. And he is going to Ultra Ball, discarding Ultra Ball into Parallel City. Looks like he's playing 2 different versions of Ultra Ball. That is, that is just ugly. Oh man, I hate when people do that. Just kidding, that's fine. Do what you want. Max reveals he plays a Floatstone. Both these players know their exact 60 cards list. We see an Yveltal coming down. We'll see a Shebe. Oh, Muscle Band. And let's see what else. A Shaman drawn up to 6, 4, 5, and 6. Another Zoroark coming down. Let's see what else does Max have. Does he have anything else to continue this turn? A supporter card and a Hex Maniac, making saying, "Hey Christian, that Shaman you're gonna play, it's not gonna work." DC to the active, Fighting Fury Belt, Battle Compressor, go and discard 3 Night Marchers, maybe 2 and like a Sycamore or something. Let's see what he decides to discard. Let's see, Zora only has like what, 60 HP, so he only needs 3 Night Marchers in the discard pile. Fighting Fury Belt only gets plus 10, so 40 plus a 10, only 50, so that's not a knockout. We see a Battle Compressor discarding 2 Lampets, and you can see Christian's hat saying "Make America Great." I guess, I don't know how we're going to make it great. Let's ban Night March. I know a lot of people will be happy about that. But we see 2 Lampets and a Pumpkin being discarded. I think in this matchup, you really do just want to attack with a Joltik, with the Fighting Fury Belt. That's your best route to go. It hits for weakness, and it makes it where it can't be knocked out by Yveltal. So we see a Trainer's Mode. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. I do see a Battle Compressor in there, and looks like he might be all about eyeballing something else, but nope. Gonna grab that Battle Compressor. Can he find... He must have 2 Lampets prized or 1s in his hand or something crazy, because he only discarded 2. We see a Pumpkaboo, and a Dimension Valley. Oh, this Joltik is going to take a knockout for sure on the Zora. It is doing like 100 damage or 80 damage, something like that. And we see a Sycamore in Christian's hand. Can he find another Pokemon is the big question. Discards his Rosic and something else. I do see a Shebe in his hand, so he will not get benched out. There's an Ultra Ball, probably discarding a Judge and a Teammates. Alright, well not probably, he is. And there is another Joltik coming into play. Alright, so 2 Joltiks come down turn number 1. And we might just see a Night March. I really don't think Christian wants to put down these Shamans right now. There's really no need to. We'll see a Night March on a Max's turn. Let's see what happens. We're gonna we'll see which one it gets brought up. Looks like we'll see an Yveltal being brought up to the active spot. We'll see a Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. Oh, Christian could play Shebe last turn anyway because he was hexed. Duh. Silly Squeaky. Alright, so we see a Trainer's Mail getting the VS Seeker. I mean, Lysander. He could Lysander up that Joltik. Take a knockout this turn, but they were seeing Ultra Ball discarding a Muscle Band and a Lysander. And let's see what Max decides to go for. Maybe a Zoroark to start using Mind Jack the following turn. It's not going to do that much damage, but they will see the Fright Knight Yveltal come down, making where tools cannot work. A Zoroark and a Judge. Going to put both players at 4 cards. I like how Max is just tossing his cards out, saying, here you go, have another one, have another one. Alright, but let's see what's going to happen. Now, Max does play his Startling Megaphone, so he can maybe draw into the Megaphone and take a knockout on this Night March, or maybe he could... the cool thing what he could do is, if Christian knocks out this Yveltal, Max can promote the Fright Knight Yveltal, making where that Fighting Free Belt knocks out that Joltik, and then Max can then take another knockout going in. That could be a weird thing to happen. We see a 50 damage come down from the Joltik. We see Christian using the Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. And what will he grab? He's showing, maybe he's asking Max, what should I grab? Max, help me out, bud. Tell me what to grab. That's what it looks like what just happened. But we see him grab a Sycamore. Okay, he almost discard. Oh, no, he Ultra Balled. Discarding something in the Dimension Valley. We'll see a Gallade coming on down. We might see Sycamore discarding the Gallade, saying, hey, I really don't need you, buddy. I know you're great in Jolteon, but you're not really great. You're not really needed in this matchup. We see a Fighting Free Belt, maybe attachment. I can't really see what that is. And we're going to see Christian draw some new cards. I imagine it's a Fighting Free Belt. I can't really imagine that being anything else. It doesn't look like a DC. We see another Joltik coming down. And we might see another Night March taking the knockouts. But then Max is going to promote that Fright Knight Yveltal, take a knockout as well. So Fright Knight Yveltal, take a knockout on that Joltik. And promote the new Joltik without the Fighting Free Belt on a Max's turn. Let's see what happens. What does he have? So it is 5-4 own prize cards. We see a Battle Compressor from Max. Going to discard 3 cards out of his deck. Can Max get his Gallade down? That actually might be kind of a big deal. People use Premonition and stuff like that. We see 2 Gallades and a Max's Hidden Ball Trick coming on down. And Max is going to look through his deck one more time to see what's all in there. Can Max get this Gallade out or not? That would be pretty nice to have the Premonition to rearrange the top 5 cards of his deck. He does have a Zoroark. He could maybe Zoroark that Fighting Fear Belt for later on. But Max needs to find an attacker. Like, Zoroark's cool, Yveltal's cool, but he needs a baby Yveltal. We see a Shaman set up for 6. We see a Battle Compressor, some other stuff. He could Sky Return this turn to knock out a Joltik with a Shebe. That could be really neat. Let's see what he decides to do. Max gonna see what's all been played in his discard pile. And the big question, can he find an Yveltal? Does he attack with Zoroark? Was he an Ultra Ball? Discarding a Zoroark and a Lysander? That's what it seems like. And let's see what Max opts to get. Looks like the baby Yveltal. He could just a Blooming take a knockout for sure. That could be great. Alright, looks like this we're going to see an Yveltal and then a Battle Compressor. Discard 3 cards out of his deck. Does Max have a VS Seeker in his hand to get the Maxes out to get this Gallade online? That'd be pretty great. Looks like Max is only going to discard 1 Battle Compressor. And I know I saw another Battle Compressor in his deck, so maybe he wants to keep 1 in there for later on. He does have a DCE, and does he have the VS Seeker? I imagine he does. Let's see. Come on, DC Shebe. He's going to look through Christian's discard pile. Maybe Max doesn't have anything, and he's just in a weird situation. DC onto the Shaman. VS Seeker for the Gallade. And there we go. Going to set up for 5. And can he find a Floatstone or not to stand in, then retreat is the big question. And it does not seem like Max got it. Looks like he's going to use a Premonition and rearrange top 5 cards of his deck. But since Max whipped the Floatstone, this is not going to be good, because then Christian can take a knockout, maybe on a Shaman EX, and then maybe target Whistle Shaman for the last 2 other prize cards. That's not good, unless Max is slow rolling us, but nope. No, oh man, that's not good. Alright, so Christian has the Lysander in his hand. I am like 99% sure that is a Lysander, just chilling in there. But can he get the DC is the big question. Christian's looking through all the options in his hand. Does he have Double Puzzle Time? Does he have the Lysander? There's so many options he can do this turn. Double Puzzle Time will get back a DCE and a Ultra Ball. He can Lysander up. Oh, looks, nope. He's going to Ultra Ball discard a Lysander and a Hex Maniac. Getting another Joltik. Okay. Alright. He could have Lysander the Shaman, but let's see. Maybe he has a VS Seeker in his hand already. There's a Battle Compressor. Discard 3 cards out of his deck. And let's see what he decides to go for. He's going to discard a Shaman EX. Okay, that's pretty much fine. Not really that needed. Okay. So let's see, what does Christian have? We see a Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He does have a VS Seeker, and he does have a Target Whistle, but it seems like he's not going to get anything. Maybe he's trying to get a Gallade out this turn? And there's a Shaman setting up, and then a VS Seeker for the Gallade. Alright, so there's a Maxie's Gallade coming out. I guess that's okay. I mean, he can take a knockout, then maybe Maxie's later on. We see a town map, seeing an AZ, Lysander, Lampets, and another Lampets. So, because remember, first turn 1, he only discarded 2 Lampets and a Pumpkaboo. We see the Trainer's Mail for the Floatstone. Could probably put that on the Shaman and or the Gallade. I wonder which one will go to. That's the big question. Imagine maybe the Gallade. We see a Shaman setting up. I'm not sure where that Floatstone is attached, but we see a Dimension Valley coming down. Alright, so it was attached to the Shaman. And we'll see a Night March for the knockouts. Oh, Premonition, rearrange top 5 cards of his deck. And let's see, what does he want to put on the top of his deck? He did train his mount earlier for the Flowstone, and then we'll see a Night March for the knockout. On a max turn, going to promote that Shaman EX, and we could see a Sky Return to knock out this Joltik. Looks like we'll see another DC attachment, Super Rod, Shuffle back in 3, Pokemon. That's funny, he has a double DC, but I guess, you know, you're going to Sky Return, put both of those back into your hand. Maybe he has a Sycamore and he doesn't want to discard that DC, which could be a really, really smart play. And yeah, he does have the Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. So that's why he doubled DC to Shebe. We'll see a train as well for the VS Seeker. Max will go down to 4 prize cards, but then Christian is going to go down to 2 prize cards, and it's not looking good. Trainer's Mill looks like he's going to whiff it. I didn't see anything get into his hand. And let's see what Max has. We are going to see a Sky Return. There's a Premonition. Going to reach top 5 cards of his deck. Well, he put on top. Maybe that Dark Energy. I think that's what he maybe put on top. Looks like it might be the bottom card, actually. Yeah, I think it's the bottom card is the Dark Energy. We'll see a Sky Return taking a knockout. Going to send the Yveltal. Maybe not. Let's see what he decides to promote. A Gallade. Alright, on to Chris's turn. Let's see what happens. Maybe Christian doesn't have enough Night Marches in the discard pile to knock out this Gallade. There is 2 Lampets in the prize cards, 2 on the field, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's still a knockout if he has all 8 in the discard pile. I think that's the max he can get. We see an Ultra Ball, and let's see what he decides to get. Maybe the Shaman. I'm not really sure how good that's going to be. He does need to find a DC this turn. He does not have one right now that I know of, and he's only played 2 puzzle times. We see a VS Seeker. Let's see, he's going to grab the Lysander, probably bring up the Shaman EX, and put himself down to 1 prize card if he decides to go that route. Let's see what Christian does. He's saying something. Premonition, rearrange top 5 cards of his deck. I do see a puzzle time and a DC in his deck. So what he could do is Shaman, draw some cards. We see a Lysander, bring up the Shaman EX. We'll see retreat to the... Oh man, that was a DC attachment forever ago. I thought that was an item attachment. That was definitely a DC forever ago. I apologize for that. I did not realize that was a DC. That is my bad. I am so sorry. He already had the DC out in the field, which is great. We see an Yveltal EX come down. And we see a Dark Energy to the active. We will see a Blue Wing for 30. Taking the knockouts on this Joltik. We see a VS Seeker. Let's see what Max decides to get. But Max is in a bad situation. Judge, going to put both players at 4 cards. But, I mean, all Christian needs is a DC, and he can't take a knockout on whoever he wants to next turn. And once again, I apologize. I thought that Joltik the whole time had a Fighting Fear Belt, but that's definitely a DC, and I am sorry for that. Okay, and I'm not sure what they both drew. I didn't really see it. Well, let's see, what does Max have? He's going to Blue Wing, take a knockout. Looks like we see a Battle Compressor discarding those 3, an AZ, Sycamore, and an Yveltal. Alrighty, and let's see what's going to happen. Does Christian find the DC, take a knockout on this Yveltal? We'll see a Premonition, and we'll see a knockout. And on to Christian's turn, does he find the DC or not? Let's see what's in his hand. We see a Battle Compressor, going to discard 3 cards out of his deck. I do see a DC. We see an AZ, Ultra Ball being discarded. Alright, and let's see what happens. We'll see a Fighting Fear Belt going onto the bench Joltik. We'll see a Lysander, bring up the Yveltal, Shaman, draw the rest of his deck, and we'll see a Night March on that Yveltal. So there we see game number 1. Christian takes it with Night March versus the Yveltal deck. Alright, so Christian does win game number 1, but this, like always, best 2 out of 3 in states. Whoever loses game number 1 gets to decide, do they want to go first or second. Forced. I'm not sure why I said that, but Max is going to shuffle up. Christian's going to shuffle up as well, but it does not look good for Max. I mean, it used to be like Yveltal was a really, really good matchup against Night March, like a really good matchup, but with Fighting Fear Belt, it changes like everything. It makes it where Joltik has 70 HP instead of 30, so like Yveltal can't even take a knockout. Oh man, that's why it's so like that's why Night March is so good right now. Both players are shuffling up right now. And let's see what happens. I imagine Max will decide to go first. And he does get Pokemon down. He has an Yveltal EX in his hand as well. So he's not going to get benched. There's a Fright Night Yveltal. Yveltal coming down. We see a Shaman in his hand. And let's see what can Max do this turn. Looks like we see a Muscle going down to the Yveltal. We see a Shebe drawing 3. Maybe just 2. Sorry about that. I can't really see their hands. Alright. So we'll see. What does Max have? Does he have a supporter card? He has a Dark Energy in his hand. He could put down the Yveltal on the bench, and there we go, Dark Energy. That can at least knock out a Pumpkaboo, because Pumpkaboo is weak to Dark, which is great. And we'll see a pass on a Chris turn. Wow. We see a Trainer's Mail. Gonna look at top 4 cards of his deck. Gonna grab a Hex Maniac. I doubt he's gonna play that unless that's his only supporter card in his hand. And if he has to, Max is kind of saved, because then, you know, Max can definitely probably take a knockout the following turn. Let's see, a DC to the active. We'll see a Sycamore discard his hand. He does discard 1 puzzle time, so he does need a hit. He does have 3 left overall. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Lampets and a... I'm not sure where the card that is. Come on, Max, show us. Oh, and I guess we'll never find out what it is. Alright, so I think we grabbed a Shaman with his Ultra Ball. I imagine that's what he grabbed. Like, that's definitely what you want to grab turn 1 with an Ultra Ball. Okay. So, let's see, what else does he have? A Dimension Valley comes on down, so that way he can use the Night March attack. We'll see Shaman setting up. He draws into a Joltik, something else, and we see a Joltik come down. Ultra Ball discarding a Lysander and a Gallade. They'll probably get down another Shebe to draw more cards. Can Christian find a Battle Compressor to start, you know, take a knockout on this Yveltal? I'm not sure how many Night Marches are in the discard pile, but I imagine they'll do their math together. I imagine they'll agree on the math is what I meant to say. And we'll see a Shaman drawn up to 6, okay? And there is a Battle Compressor in his hand, so he can Compressor, discard some more Night Marchers. And can he hit the turn 1 knockout? That's the question. Both don't own that Shebe. We see a Battle Compressor discarding 3 Pokemon out of his deck. We see a Lampets. Maybe some more Lampets. There's another Lampet and another Lampet. So 3 Lampets being discarded with that Battle Compressor. That's what you want to see with Battle Compressors. Like, discarding Lampets is definitely the way to go. We see an Ultra Ball discarding a Puzzle Time and a Judge. Going to get another Shaman EX. Wow. Does Christian have enough in the discard pile? I have no idea, but he is about to have a 3rd Shaman come down on turn number 1. And let's see, another Shaman drawn up to 6. Can he find another Battle Compressor? I do see one in his hand. And yeah, he's going to take a knockout. That is his 3rd Battle Compressor, maybe his 2nd. But either way, he has put a bunch of Night Marchers in that discard pile. 2 Pumpkaboos and a Joltik being discarded. Did Max hold up at 1 like he's missing 1 more Pokemon? I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. We see a Trainer's Bell. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. He does find a Fighting Fear Bell, which does not work currently because that Yveltal has its Fright Night, making it aware, you know, its tools does not work. Alright. And we'll see a Trainer's Bell one more time. What does he find? A town map? Yep, that's a town map. Couldn't tell for a second. I forgot the town map did get a what is it? A new artwork, I guess is the correct thing to say. But we see a DC, VS Seeker, and some other stuff I can't really see. And we'll see a Night March taking a DC off that price card. There's 2 DCs in that price card. He took 1, and there's 1 in the top left. So on a Max's turn, it looks like he does not have a trainer card, or another supporter card. So Super Rod, shuffle back the Yveltal. I'm not sure if that's a really great play at all, because you really don't want that Yveltal back into your deck. He might want to play this Battle Compressor, so that way if he tops a VS Seeker, he can at least play it to draw a Sycamore or something. We'll see a Dark Energy, maybe a Sycamore, and then maybe a Gallade. That might be a cool card to discard. A Sycamore, then maybe a Gallade or a Maxie's. Either one of those could be cool to discard. Let's see what he decides to go. Maybe the Gallade, because Gallade literally does nothing when you draw into it. Like, it's just a dead card, because you can't put it down. And there's a Maxie's. Like I said, I'm not sure. I think I'd rather discard the Gallade. Unless both Glades are in his hand already, then that's fine play as well. But Max looks like he's in trouble. I don't think he has a VS Seeker or anything in his hand. He is shaking his head when he does play. And there we see a Night March. Taking the knockout on a Chris turn. Alright, let's see. Does Christian find a Lysander? And there's a DCE. And let's see. Does he have a Lysander or not to bring up that Yveltal EX to go down to 3 price cards? We'll see a VS Seeker for the Lysander. Give me that Yveltal EX, retreat, and we'll see a Night March, knocking down the Yveltal EX, and Christian will go down to 3 prize cards. This game is going downhill fairly quickly for Max, and we'll see a knockout, taking a VS Seeker, something else. On a Max turn, he puts down the Yveltal, And we'll see maybe a Super Rod, maybe not. Zoroark discarding the Fighting Fury Belt. And he will, Blue Wing for the knockout. Max will go down to 4 prize cards. And even though, like, Max is in a bad situation, he's at least taking prize cards. So now we see 3 Shaymans on the field, but we see a Pumpkaboo, DC, a Fighting Fury will come down for Christian. And let's see what else is going to happen. We're going to see Retreat and a knockout, but can Max find another Muscle Band? A Muscle Band will knock out this Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo with a Fighting Fury Belt has 100 HP, but with the Blue Wing it does 100 total. So we see, we'll probably see Retreat and a Night March, but let's see what Christian decides to do first. If Christian is a Lysander, he gives Lysander that Shaman, taking 2 prize cards, and then making where all he has to do next turn is knock out a Yveltal, which is fine. We see a Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards, and he has a Joltik in his hand. He can put that down, and he can get the DC off the prize card. He does have a VS Seeker, so Max will maybe have to Lysander up that Shaman, or AZ, not AZ, he has to Sky Return that Shaman to make it where it doesn't get knocked out. But then he's still not in good shape. We'll see a Battle Compressor. Max Christian's going to discard 3 cards out of his deck. In this case, Max does decide to judge both players and, going to help Christian's odds of drawing through the cards he needs to win the following turn. And let's see, he's going to discard a Joltik, a Sycamore, and a Shaman. Okay. Alright. And let's see what else does Christian decide to do. We'll see an Ultra Ball discarding a Target Whistle on something else. Looks like he's going to get nothing. And we'll see a Night March taking that DC. And Max needs the AZ or something up to Shaman. And we'll see Max just scoop the game saying, hey, you got this. And wow, Max, like, we had an okay, like, it's still not an okay game, number 1. I mean, this is just such a bad matchup nowadays. I think so. I could be proven wrong later on. But then we see Christian take the game 2-0 against Night March with Night March against Yveltal, Gallade, Zoroark. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye.